Previously on Chosen Ones. As Peter and Avayath start to head back from the church, Avayath takes the opportunity to inform the mentor about the creature he met in the confession booth. This clearly disturbs Peter, and he tells the Asmer that the booth never activated while he was inside. The soulfolk gets progressively more agitated by their conversation, before appearing to fall unconscious. Avayath approaches to help him, and is burned as Peter reaches up to touch him with pitch-black eyes. Libris and Shui find essence of the pond once more, and start to escort the frightened Asmer back to the library. Theo continues his conversation with Flynn, who offers him a black sapphire after indicating Theo's spark would be of use to King Larkspur, but Theo turns down the gift. Avayath meets up with Brandy, and the two send Titus off to find a mentor as they run back to Peter. Soon, our four sparks, along with Wit and Estel, find themselves face to face with a true nightmare. Peter, the chosen one known for being indestructible, is merged with the Abergrim. Luckily, with Brandy's help, Wit manages to subdue him and take him to his cabin before he can cause any real damage. As the group starts heading back to the library, they see the form of what was previously the Keeper now wandering around unmerged. Brandy and Theo approach her, and she reveals her name to be Tinder, having been merged with the Darkborn Queen for well over a decade. They convince her to stay at the compound for now, and they all start going back to the library, the tension stronger than ever.
Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
So we will start with Shui and Avayath because they were there while the other two were talking to Tinder. So you are with Estel right now, who is walking very quickly towards the library. Very obviously distraught after the current events, and just immediately goes in and walks in. It doesn't look like any of the other sparks are here right now. They're out and about for the day. Currently, it just looks like Libris and Essence are in the library, kind of where some of the pillows and blankets have been laid out, and she's got a blanket around her shoulders and is just kind of hugging her knees in the corner, and Libra seems to be trying to like calm her down by rubbing her back a little bit. They aren't speaking though.
Well, Shui comes in and he's just like, Essence, are you okay?
She blinks and looks up at you, and you see like this moment of just like fear go through her, but it's more so just you guys entering the building, I would say, than you in particular. And she just grips her knees a little tighter and looks down and doesn't answer you.
Shui's gonna trot over to her side and then crouch down. Kind of like, Libris was like crouched, right?
Yeah, they're sitting.
And he's like reaching out to place a hand on like her shoulder. He's doing it like cautiously and slowly because like she might rip his arm off. So he's like reaching, then he pulls back a little bit, and then he kind of swallows and just kind of gently places or tries to place a hand on her shoulder. I don't know if she'll stop him at all.
She doesn't make a move to stop you, but she does flinch and give you kind of a look and squint at you a little bit, but still just does not say anything and just looks back down. And Libris looks to you and is just like, she hasn't spoken since we've come back.
Yeah, Shui just kind of looks worried because he's never known Essence to shut the fuck up, you know? Essence, is there anything I can do? Or anything that can calm you down?
She kind of hesitates for a moment and then just very sharply shakes her head no and buries her face in her knees.
Estel came with them, right?
Yeah, she's been standing very quietly behind you.
Shui retracts his hand. A couple days ago, I overheard you humming a song, and he trails off, and then he's gonna start like reciting it for her.
Roll a performance check.
Modifier is not that good. He doesn't have
expertise.
Not expertise, but proficiency. I didn't give him proficiency, and that is bizarre, isn't it? Okay.
He just thinks he's really good.
Right. Okay, here we go. 16.
When you start to kind of like hum that song, you see recognition kind of in her eyes at that, and her eyes actually start to glow very brightly for a moment, and she just takes in just a sharp gasp of breath and just immediately puts her face down again, and you see Libris slump over unconscious.
Okay, cool.
And Estel's just like, oh, for goodness sake, and starts to like walk over and be like, Libris, now is not the time for your... And is just kind of like shaking her shoulder to get her to wake back up.
Shui kind of looks up to Estel and is like, did Master Libris fall asleep?
She does this sometimes. And she's like trying, like, she has both of her shoulders and is just like comedically almost like, wake up, like shaking her head back and forth. And she kind of snaps out of it very quickly. And she's like, what? Oh, did I fall asleep? And Estel's just like, yes, you did. Keep awake. We're in the middle of something. And Libris looks around and seems to take a moment to take her surroundings back in and looks to Essence and is just like, oh, right. And seems to gather herself again.
Shui kind of looks over to Avayath.
Yeah, Avayath has been awfully quiet. He sees that Shui's trying to cheer up Essence, and he takes a sharp inhale because he feels bad for being totally unsupportive. So yeah, Avayath learns to suck it up for a moment, walk over to Essence, and be like, if there's anything you need from us, you can talk to us. Just let us know.
She looks up at you at that, and you can see just the start of like tears kind of forming in the corner of her eyes. And she's just like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, what do you feel?
Scared and mad.
Mad at, the Keeper?
Maybe. Just... I feel so angry.
Huh.
Does it feel like those emotions are your own, or do they feel out of place?
I don't know. Estel kind of leans down a little bit at that, to one knee in front of her, and is just like, do you know what she merged you with? Essence looks up at that and shakes her head and is just like, I don't remember. Do you know if she did merge you with something? You seem like you remember her at least. And she again shakes her head no. And Estel sighs and is just like, that's not uncommon. She does do a lot of memory-based magic as well.
Do you think Elia would tell us if we asked her?
She might. I don't know how much I trust anything that she says, though. I don't know if she's still here, if she unmerged.
What does she mean when she said she was only trying to do the right thing? And all of the stuff about experiments.
She has a very twisted idea of the world. Elia hasn't been herself for a few centuries.
Do tieflings normally live this long?
Elia isn't a tiefling.
What is she?
She's like me, she's a shadow fae. She's my younger sister. Just by a few minutes.
Oh, I see. The horns. It's confused me, sorry.
That body wasn't hers. Or it was, but it wasn't just hers.
This is some weird stuff.
A long time ago, when I was... even before that, actually, but... Elia always thought that she was going to be the chosen one. I had a vision when we were very small that she was going to be one. But I missaw it. I ended up being a chosen one, and she did not. And
I suppose not living up to that kind of expectation can hurt, but...
She took my prophecy a different way. She thought if she didn't become a chosen one, maybe she was supposed to make herself one.
I see. And does this somehow tie into her strange view of the world?
She merged with something a very long time ago that is unsavory, and it is hard to tell who exactly
is talking when you talk to her anymore. There's a lot of things in her.
Well, I really don't like this merging power the more I hear about it.
By itself, it is just a spark, but combined with things more powerful, it does rival the ability of a chosen one.
Maybe it's a bit too powerful to be in one person's hands.
It's not in one person's hands anymore. I don't know how many people she's merged with.
That makes it worse. Before Avayath goes out, I guess. Because he will be quick to leave out of there, because he just found out a couple minutes ago that his greatest accomplishment in life was a lie. So he's a little moody.
Sorry, that got me.
Yeah, he's a little moody right now. So he is quick to get out of there, but before he leaves, he says Essence, like, we'll look for a solution, we'll find one. Don't worry, just hang in there.
She just very quietly rests her chin on her knees and sniffles a little.
And he just leaves rather than staying to comfort her, because he's a bitch.
Estel looks towards you, Shui, and is just like,
We can stay here with Miss Essence if you wanted to go talk to your friends. Libris, actually, why don't you go talk to... there's a tiefling that Aelia merged with that she left behind, if you could go talk to her.
and Libris nods a little bit and is just like,
Okay, sure, I can do that. I can see what's up.
and she stands up, and Estel sits down, seeming to start to try and talk to Essence.
Shui, he gets up, and he does a little bow to Estel, and gives Essence a wave and a small smile, and then he will also leave. He exits the library, and he's like, "Oh, Brandy, Theo, I didn't know you were here."
You see Libris following behind, and is just like,
Miss Estel said that there was a tiefling that was here.
She's right here.
well, she's a couple paces away from you guys, with her barrier still up. And Libris looks towards her and is just like,
Oh, that must be you then.
and you see Tinder kind of shift uncomfortably, her tail kind of like waving a little bit across the ground.
Shui kind of looks at Theo for a second, and then looks to Tinder and gives her a big wave, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Shui,
Hello, Shui.
and this here is Master Libris.
She also waves, smiles.
We'll help you."
Help me how? I just want to go home.
Well, that's what we were, trying to convince you of. We have, resources, and it's dangerous to go alone.
Libris nods to that and is just like,
We know plenty of people here who could teleport you. Where are you from?
and she's kind of looking her up and down, like cleared that she already kind of has an idea. And Tinder's just like,
I am from Black Peak.
There's also a problem of when she's from.
She's been out for a while.
Libris seems a bit confused by that and is just like,
She's been out for a while?
Couple 100 years or so.
no, just decades.
Couple decades or so. A little less worrisome, but couple
I exaggerated a little bit.
She's been gone for a millennia. No. She's been out for a few decades at this point.
Since before the war, so...
Oh dear, that is quite a while, isn't it?
And Tinder, you can see again, looks very uncomfortable and is just like,
How am I supposed to believe you that a few decades have passed? What war?
Look, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, alright?
yeah, she's just standing there with the barrier still up. And Libris is just like,
Again, we can help you. We know people from Black Peak who can help you. Go back home.
and Tinder, you see her eyes kind of light up a little bit at that. She's like,
Someone from Black Peak is here too?
and Libris nods and is just like, yes.
We have one of the royal family here. I'm sure she would love to take you back home.
I'm uncomfortable with that.
With sending her home?
No, of course I just wanted her to be prepared for the things she might notice that are different with, the whole... How you said just now, how are you supposed to believe us? Well, you don't necessarily have to believe us.
Oh yeah, you'll see the difference real quick.
Yeah, you'll see in your surroundings. But I feel like with what she said, I wouldn't feel good about leaving her alone with, you know who.
I'm not talking about Elia.
Oh, good.
And you see Tinder's head kind of tilt a little bit at that.
Who do you have here who's a part of the royal family?
Libris looks back with like a tight smile. It's just like,
We have Miss Estel here. I'm sure she could take you back.
and you see her face immediately kind of sour at that, and she's like,
Why would I go back with a traitor?
and you see Libris sigh again. It's just like,
She's just taking you back home, and since you seem wary about everyone else here, at least someone you know is from Winaria could take you back. You know she wouldn't do anything to upset your kingdom.
and Tinder's kind of shifting a bit. It's just like,
I will wait here until she is ready to take me back then.
and Libris sighs a bit, and it's just like, if you want to wait here, that's fine.
It'll just take us a bit. We're in the middle of something. You sure you don't want to wait inside somewhere?
And she kind of looks at her, a bit stubborn, and just in response starts to make her way a little bit towards the library to lean against the wall.
I will wait here.
This was about the luck that we had, so this might be as much as we get.
It seems stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad it all worked out, Shui says. Lost the entire conversation, but it worked out. So,
He's like, I did nothing, but...
Hey, did anyone see Yaya? I thought he left.
I didn't notice.
Libris looks around. Oh.
I'm gonna go look for him.
Oh, shouldn't you have someone going with you?
He couldn't have gotten too far.
You two can go with him if you want. I'll stay here with... Miss... What was your name again?
After Estel being mentioned, her mood seems to have shifted to a little bit more, not angry necessarily, but like pissy. I don't know a better way to describe it. And she is just like,
My name is Tinder.
and Libris nods.
Tinder. I will stay here with Tinder if you wanted to go catch up with your friend.
I would feel good about that, yes.
She smiles at you, and it's just like,
We'll figure this out. Don't worry.
Not none. Well, do you know what direction he went?
Let's try this way.
It being Avayath, maybe he went to this way, and he points like to the direction of the church.
Yeah, I'm sure you point it in the opposite direction.
I mean, I'm sure,
she was like, I think he went to get food, as his stomach growls.
We can check that way.
Shui's thinking. He's like, oh wait, you might be right, Theo.
Gives an awkward smile. Like, let's go see. If I am at all.
I don't actually know where Avayath is. Jay, where's Avayath?
I also don't know
Yeah,
where
I
Avayath
didn't.
is.
I was gonna say the lake, but I'm like, actually, the church makes more sense. So he's at the church now.
Is Peter in the church at all?
Peter's in his cabin. He locked up.
Was in the cabin. Okay, I don't know why I thought he was in the church.
Peter doesn't get to
It
be
would
in
be
the
a
church.
bad thing if Peter was in the fucking church right now.
Peter's in gay baby jail, where he belongs.
God damn it.
So yeah, you guys head towards the church. What's Avayath doing when they... Are they going straight in, or are you guys gonna knock or anything?
Is Avayath crying like a little fucking bitch, like a baby, like a fucking little piss boy?
It's when he finds out that all the other kids also got trophies.
It's not special anymore.
Yeah, literally, his whole thing was he's got rid of Abaddon.
Abagram.
No, sorry, Abagram.
He got rid of
He got rid of
himself.
He got rid of his last name.
He got rid of Abagram, but like that's not true.
Okay, so I would consider like we're not like barging in. We probably like quietly go in. I wouldn't knock though.
Okay.
He's not hard to find because he's the size of a mountain.
He's hiding under the pews.
Yeah, Avayath doesn't say much. He just turns around. He's not crying. He has his helmet off, though. He's just kind of sulking by himself. Not praying either.
Hey, Avayath, how are you doing? You okay?
He gives a very fake smile. Obviously not okay. And he says, I'm fine.
See, Theo, I told you he was fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
As we're like walking up the aisle, I would assume. But Theo looks to Avayath and to Shui and to Brandy with like are they for real? And he's like, you know, we're your friends, Avayath. It's okay to talk to us.
Well, I wouldn't be a great hero if I were to always be a downer. I always have to stand strong, you know?
You don't have to do that, especially not when with friends.
Interesting perspective, I suppose, but I guess it's time for me to be honest. It seems like you see right through this. I'm not so sure if I'm really who I thought I was.
Why do you say that?
I thought I was destined to be the chosen one. I thought I was capable of greatness. But my biggest accomplishment, it was a lie. Defeating the Abagram, I was so proud of myself. I was so sure that I had what it took to be the chosen one.
Shui runs forward, and he's like, "Yeah, don't be stupid. You're," as he's saying like all of this.
I want Theo to actually do that. Actually,
What? Do what?
Laugh.
just like a
Snort.
surprised noise.
I just feel like you said it was funny. Yeah, don't be stupid. No.
Yeah, exactly.
An idiot.
Just like.
And he's just like, "I think you're great. It doesn't matter that you didn't actually beat the Abagram. You're as much of a hero as anyone I've ever known."
Sure, you're gonna make me cry. He puts back on the helmet.
As tears leak out of the helmet.
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't like hearing you talk down on yourself. That's not the Yaya I know.
Yes, I don't like to talk like this, but I'm just beginning to wonder if even if I do become the chosen one, you know, I don't like the idea of becoming recognized for a fake accomplishment. And I also feel like I can't tell everyone that the Abagram is sealed inside of Peter. That could cause more chaos. I don't like living a lie. But I don't know what else to do.
Keep doing what you've been doing. Keep doing good things. Keep doing good deeds and helping folks. And that's the best thing that you can be doing. It doesn't change who you are just because you didn't. Just because of what you thought you'd done didn't exactly work out like you thought it had. You're still doing good. You're still trying to be a good person and helping the folks around you. That's the most important part.
You're right, Brandy. I just have to keep moving forward.
And you really did fight the Abagram, didn't you? You really did drive him into a corner. And if it weren't for you, maybe they wouldn't have been able to put him into Peter anyway.
I think I'd like to ask Peter a few questions about that, but...
Oh, I don't know.
What did you say?
You can't backtrack like this.
That fucking response.
What did he say?
Didn't say anything. It was just like a noise.
Like a bad idea noise? Like,
Well, yeah, it was like, oh. Like, oh no.
No, she was just like, yeah, I'll go with you. Maybe he's okay now.
I think we'll do that some other time if ever.
Not today. not
Do
today.
not stop. Okay, yeah, you're right.
They said to give it a while.
she was just like, yeah, I'd get fine after 2 minutes. He's probably chill. Like,
if it weren't for them, I wonder what Shui would be.
He'd be a stain on the wall. Okay.
he just straight up opens Peter's cabinet, just like, Peter, you're better. Time to talk now.
I'm torn in half.
Shui's like, huh, maybe you guys are right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's really tired right now.
This will just be a small little trip up in my grand adventure. I'll try to defeat, or do even a greater deed than defeating the Avayath. I'll become known forever.
Fucking rewind.
What's happening to me?
I really fucked up my speech there.
He rewinds.
Arthur appears and is
He
like,
starts
whoops,
fast
no.
forward. That's Avayath fast forwarding through his speech that he was about to give.
No, that's like us fast forwarding him.
We're like, skip. Heard this one before.
Everyone's just like, wow, another 20 minutes. There it goes.
Okay, Avayath says, I'll do something even greater than defeating the Avayath. I'll do deeds that'll overshadow that one by a milestone. That's just all I have to do.
You know, Avayath, it doesn't matter how great a deed is. As long as you're doing something for someone, for someone's greater good, I guess. It doesn't really matter how big it is. It's enough that you changed their life, you know? Even if it's only a day in their life. It doesn't have to be something so grand. You don't have to set up yourself for some sort of intense and fantastic feat, like along the lines of defeating some great evil.
Well, I did say that was my goal in life, to become this great hero.
But you don't... If you somehow don't accomplish what you think is great enough, I just hope that you wouldn't be so down on yourself. Not that it isn't natural to doubt yourself, because we all need to go through our highs and lows and acknowledge that we're going through them, but I just hope that you wouldn't... Your standard for yourself doesn't have to be that of some sort of untouchable god or something.
Huh. He looks down at himself, because he genuinely doesn't know how to interpret that, because that's like the first time anyone said, like, hey, you don't have to be a god. Like, he's been raised with such high expectations.
But I want to be God.
Yeah, basically.
I am tired of being baby. I want to be...
I am a god.
You know, Avayath, over the time I've known you, it's always been like, oh, of course Avayath is wonderful and great and can do, like, anything he sets out to. But I think that's unfair to talk like that. So, I don't know. Don't be afraid of failure, okay?
Well, if I ever do fall, if I ever feel like down on myself, I guess, I think I'll be fine. Because I have the three of you, right?
Of course.
Yeah, she said, and he hops a little bit, and he's like, I'll be there to pick you up.
I'll be there to help.
Everything will be A-okay. The mighty Avayath will never fall.
Here, Avayath. It may be a little awkward for all your armor, but, can I have a hug?
Of course.
He gives Avayath a hug.
And then he takes all of his armor off to hug you.
Just give me 10 minutes.
Shui hops on Avayath.
Yep. And Avayath hugs them, and this time he doesn't choke them.
What do you mean?
He usually strangles them because he's too strong, but
All his energy has been sapped out by sadness.
basically.
Depression's no joke, huh?
Yep, we'll be
Brandy,
here
get
for
in
you.
here, bitch.
Speaking of depression, no, sorry. Brandy, join the hug, goddammit.
Nope. Brandy pats Avayath on the shoulder.
That's enough for him. Pat his gigantic shoulder pad.
Yeah.
We'll be here for you, Avayath, and don't forget it is okay to feel down. It's just we'll be here for you when you are.
Okay to feel down, huh? That's the first that I've heard of that.
Oh, Master Dashi tells me that all the time.
Does she? Well then, I guess she's quite wise.
Yeah.
I bet Shui's just a huge fuck up.
She lost her toe.
She lost her fucking toes, bitch.
Yeah. It's natural to be down sometimes. Of course it's okay to be.
Yeah, I just hope Peter's okay.
I do too.
Are you guys hungry?
Oh yes, I'm always hungry.
Okay, well, I suppose I could go for something to eat too.
Shui, we're talking about food.
He's quiet for a bit. And then Theo says that. And then Shui's stomach growls and reverberates throughout Avayath's armor.
Because it's still hugging him. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think we're all ready to go get a snack, huh? Let's go.
Shui hops down.
Theo releases hug and goes right to Brandy, pretty much. And then they go off.
So eventually, after eating for a while, you guys are approached by Estel, who seems to have been wandering off from where the library was, and comes up to all of you and is just like,
We have had people do a full sweep of the facility, and as far as we can tell, Elia is no longer here.
Oh?
Seems she left.
Do you know why she would have suddenly left? I mean, she came here to observe, right?
That's what she says that she came here for, yes. Maybe she saw everything that she needed to.
Well, if you put it like that, maybe observing wasn't it at all.
Libris confirmed that there was a break in our barrier from the inside, meaning someone exited.
Ah.
And everyone else is accounted for, so...
Well, I'm just glad that that's over and that everyone's safe.
Yes. We'll spend one more night in the library, just to be sure, and then we'll send everyone back to their cabins.
Oh, okay. I mean, as long as it seems safe to do so.
And that's why we're going to spend one more night in the library, just to be sure.
Right.
Tried talking to that tiefling a bit. Libris forgot that I am one of the few mentors that cannot teleport. So, seems... She was told, Tinder, that I was going to escort her back to Black Peak. Which is not the case. I cannot and will not go back there, so we will find a different way to get her home.
Alright, as long as she can get there safely.
Personally, I don't think it's a good idea for her to go back, but... She's very convinced that she should go home.
I don't blame her, but I see what you mean.
She also seems to have, again, not uncommon after dealing with Elia, but some memory issues. Doesn't remember being merged at all.
Yeah, she said that to us too. She said she doesn't remember agreeing to it.
Well, I'm sure she assumes that she did.
That's what it sounded like.
Who knows if we weren't there in the moment.
Right.
I will try and convince her to come indoors, perhaps at least.
Hey, Mentor Estel.
Yes.
Are you really gonna move the compound?
Yes, as soon as Flynn leaves, I'm going to move the compound.
a little sadness. But he nods.
Didn't you want to adventure? Wouldn't you like to get a little farther away from home?
He nods. Yeah, it just feels really sudden or forced.
Nothing will change besides where we are.
How are we gonna get there? Wherever we're going.
Libris will take us.
Confusion. In our car? No.
She has very strong teleportation magic.
Oh, yeah. When he met her, she did actually teleport, didn't
Yeah. She was like, oh, I'm going to teleport.
she?
You go walk, it builds character.
Yeah. She's like, oh, right. What about training?
We'll still do training. Again, the only thing that's changing is our location. And we were about to send you all on some more particular missions. Field experience is the best way to activate a chosen one, after all.
By field experience, you mean?
Near-death experiences? Yes, I do.
You get to pick. You get to pick where you want to go and what you want to do. And if you want to stay in the compound, you also can choose that. You don't have to go on any missions. But a lot of people seem to be eager to leave.
Can't imagine why.
Looks at Avayath for his suggestion earlier.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Right. I think it's a great idea to go out into the world and adventure ourselves. As she said, the best experience is real-world experience.
We would just ask that after a mission is completed, you return here. That's all. And you will be paid. You will be compensated for anything that we lay out for you to do.
Really?
that-
Ooh.
Sounds good.
She seems to be hesitating as she's trying to think of something to say.
I apologize for today. That should not have happened. In any capacity.
There's no need to apologize. It wasn't something intentional.
It should not have happened.
Well, you're forgiven, because everyone is safe and sound.
She looks like she deflates a little bit.
Avayath is surprisingly forgiving, despite just seeing the Abraham a couple seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the little Avayath on his shoulder, one of them screaming, "Fuck you!" No. Kill her!
You almost managed to in training.
Yeah. You see her eyes at one point kind of nervously flicker over towards Brandy, and she clears her throat a little bit, and is just like,
It's a few hours away from curfew. I am still trying to talk to Miss Essence as much as possible, and Libris is keeping an eye on Tinder. And Wynn is keeping an eye on Peter, so if you need to talk to any of us, you know where we are.
Right. I think as for me, I'm very ready to rest.
she nods at that.
I will be returning to the library then.
Theo finishes up his meal and is like, I really need some rest. So I'm going to go do that.
Have a nice rest, Theo.
Thank you. Had a long day.
Oh, Master Estel! Shui shouts.
You see her stop. Just in place. Doesn't turn her head towards you.
He runs up to her. And he's like, do you know anything about, some handcuffs?
Some what?
He digs in his pocket, and out of his inventory, he pulls the handcuffs that Elia dropped on the ground.
Okay, give me 1 second.
She's about to kill you. She's about to fucking power word kill you.
No, I just messaged someone.
Oh, God.
You see Estel kind of tense up a bit at that, and it's just like,
Where did you get those, did you say?
Elia, gave it to me. Well, she dropped it, I think.
she looks very pale at that.
I can take those from you if she gave them to you.
She kind of looks at them, and then at her. And he's like, well, what did they do?
Brandy stands up from the table and leaves.
Theo blinks, probably. He'd probably get up to leave too, but what direction is Brandy going?
Towards the library.
Okay. Theo's gone with him then.
They are used to suppress magic, like Wynn's ability, but to a bit of a lesser extent. They aren't as powerful as that.
Huh.
Completely unbreakable.
I don't know why she gave these to me.
Who knows? I will take them from you, though.
He sees no reason to object.
She takes them from you.
No need to worry yourself with these. They should not be used on anyone. They're quite inhumane.
He nods, bows, and then runs off.
Can I, as we walk into the library, talk to Brandy?
You can.
It'd probably be silent for a little bit as they're walking, though, as Theo's like scurrying to catch up with him, honestly, most likely. But yeah, he's like, "Are you okay, Brandy?"
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just, eager to head back.
Well, I just asked because you seem not fine, so.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I agree. But if you want to talk.
I mean, not much to talk about. Finding out that the, Abagrim.
I would know. It seemed like he was about to say something and then switch to saying the Abagrim.
The Abagrim is, here is certainly, worrisome.
And how do you feel about it, Brandy?
Worried.
Is that all?
I feel, I don't know, sick, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't blame you. Just as I said with Avayath, I'm here for you if you need it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Even if I seem tired, I have energy if you need me.
You need rest. I'm alright. You should get some sleep.
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't be able to sleep if I thought you needed somebody to talk to, so.
Well, I don't need any talking to. It's fine.
Okay. As long as you're certain, but...
I'm certain. It's alright. Thank you, though. I appreciate it, darling.
Okay.
Did he say that with a blush?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He is a little gay boy. He's a little gay boy.
Brandy calls him darling and he goes fucking numb. His mind is
Brain
like,
rot.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Literally.
I was gonna say go stupid, but I was like, let me not insult him like that.
No, he literally does, though. He literally does go stupid.
So you guys make your way back to the library after doing whatever for the next couple of hours. I don't know what you're doing. But it gradually gets to be around the curfew time, and you make your way back to the library for your supposedly final night to be staying in the library as a group. All of the other Sparks are there. The staff is there. You see Estel and Libris here, but don't spy Arthur, Wynn, or Peter here.
Well, we know why Peter's not here. And we know why Wynn's not here.
We know why Wynn is there. And I kind of know why Arthur's not there.
Yeah.
So you see those two mentors are currently there. And Estel waits until everyone is in the library before going back up to the second floor to speak out over everyone. And it's just like,
tonight is the last night. Everyone will be staying in the library. We believe that Aelia has left.
and you see After some coaxing, it looks like Libris has gotten Tinder to at least come inside. She's currently in one of the hallways looking in. Her barrier appears to be flickering, and she seems nervous. Doesn't look like she's able to keep that up for much longer. And Estel continues and just says, I don't know if anyone was informed about the events of today in general, but we will be moving the facility in a few days once our other guest leaves. And if anyone has any questions, you are free to always ask a mentor, of course. And hopefully, you all can finally have a chance to go out and help people, because that was the whole point of this program in the first place. And Libris is just next to her very quietly. He's just like, yeah, woo. There's just awkward silence.
Shui claps. Yeah, Shui claps. Shui's cheering, at least.
Theo's like wavering in his seat. He's so fucking mentally and physically exhausted.
Estel's looking at the three of you that are putting up any kind of show of enthusiasm with almost like anguish. And it's just like, after today, you don't have to travel with a mentor or a partner or anything. Please do let us know if you're leaving the facility for any reason, for training purposes. But besides that, you can train as you see fit. And she starts to make her way down, or make her way to her office, actually.
Do you think we all should have a toast on our last day here? Have a couple drinks? It'd be nice to celebrate.
I wouldn't mind that.
Shui chimes in. He's just like, yeah, you should, you should drink with us, he says to Titus.
I didn't expect Titus.
Just playing it, you just spun a wheel to see who it would land on.
That's what it sounded like. Titus, who was a few feet away from you having his own conversation, just stops and looks over his shoulder and is just like, what?
So you should drink with us, and everyone else too.
Some of the other sparks kind of look towards you. Essence is still here in the room, still has that blanket wrapped around her. Seems to be calmer though than what she was at before, and it looks like the other sparks have been trying to talk to her a little bit. But you hear Draga speak up and just be like, shots! Shots! Shot!
You know, I don't know if that's what I was thinking of.
You have something else in mind?
I mean, I guess shots, if that is what the intention was.
Shots, yes!
We can get you some mineral water.
Mineral water too.
No, I'm kidding. Minerals!
I was gonna put dirt in it anyway.
It's been a while since I've been inebriated.
Since I've had mineral water. The strong stuff.
So I guess I'll look forward to that.
That'll make it more of a special occasion then.
That'll be fun. Looks at Brandy.
Brandy looks confused as to what everybody's talking about, but just nods.
Who's getting shot?
Who's getting shot?
What did you think about it, Brandy? Having a drink when we end up leaving here.
I mean, sure.
Good, it'll be fun to loosen up.
I guess I'll just have to figure out how to get my hands on some alcohol. I have no idea where to find it.
Probably just ask the cooks.
Probably, yeah, hopefully.
Theo shrugs. I haven't really looked for it, so...
Yeah, I don't know what they have in there, but we'll find out.
Theo's ready to sneak.
It's ready to work out.
Theo is so ready to sneak. It's been a full day, hasn't it? Since this is the evening, right?
Yeah, Arthur talking to you in the morning was the beginning,
right?
With the multiple Theos, yeah.
So yeah, Theo's like, well, I'm very ready to rest, so I'm just gonna go do that. He goes to where he's been basically camping with Brandy.
I'd like to imagine a little bit after Theo already falls asleep, Avayath is like, "Good night, Theo."
No, good night, Avayath.
Good night, Thea.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Good night, Shui.
Good night, darling.
Now he's awake. Avayath works out really good. And really loudly, I assume, so Theo just wakes back up.
Let's see if he can do it stealthily. I don't know. There's not much point in rolling. He always fails. Fuck it.
Try it anyway, do it.
He got a 19 to train well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How
then
quietly
stealth,
does he do it?
a 4.
Terribly.
He gets a 4 to be quiet.
As he's doing
Theo
fucking...
slowly sits up and he's like, maybe I'll just read a book.
That's a good idea. You should read the Bible.
Oh no.
Ah, yes. Why not?
Why
Avayath
not?
hands him one of his many Bibles.
Thank you, Avayath.
You're
Honks
welcome.
out immediately. Perfect sleep material.
Theo's actually doing this to learn more about Avayath.
Aw.
He's like, I might as well.
You got the book Shui drew in. I'm kidding. No.
So you all go to sleep for the evening.
I want Brandy to go to the library.
You're at the library.
The forbidden one.
The forbidden library. Okay, yeah. You go upstairs to the secondary study, not the one that Estel is currently in, but the one that you've trained in with her.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Okay. What you doing?
I want to look up books.
What books are you looking up?
I want to look at shit about the Abagram. I want to look at shit about my god. I learned my god's name, right? I know what it is.
Yes.
I want to look up shit about the Magic Man. And I feel like... Oh, and about Jabbers.
Okay. You guys have already looked up pretty much everything that you can about Jabbers. I'll just let you know. Everything Estel told you was everything that was there, because I think you guys have looked up stuff on it a couple times now. So I won't make you roll for that. But you can roll an investigation check to start with. You can do one for Abagrim.
Uh-oh. Investigation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Gotcha. Give me a sec. Because Brandy's a stupid motherfucker. It has a -1 to investigation. 10.
I'd say with a 10, you can get just the base information that already exists on him. An archfiend that is said to be very hostile towards other beings of power, that was exiled from all planes besides the material, supposedly lived in the Black Forest with no confirmation, and you have now confirmed that to be not true, and was affiliated with the creation of necromancy, specifically puppeteering of the dead, is just the base information that's on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wanted to look up the Magic Man, right?
Yeah. 16. Not bad.
So just general public information you get from the 16 is that there's not a lot known about him. He is said to take on 2 different forms, one a man in a dark suit with an ever-changing face, and another simply a discarded top hat that can be found in odd places. Those who meet him know him to be strange, but he appears to be non-hostile and specifically only has warlocks. Although even those who are warlocks for him are uncertain about his motives and desires and what is a deity or a god he wants. He also is not considered a god. He's only exclusively referred to as being a patron, which is odd because he doesn't have any other titles, not fiend, not fae, just patron when he's referred to. And usually there's a little more specifics than that, but he doesn't seem to have one.
Gotcha.
Besides that, you find a very old, it looks almost like a flyer, like for a show of some kind, in a language you don't recognize.
What language is it?
Well, what languages do you speak?
I speak Infernal, Abyssal, and Sylvan.
It's not any of those.
Well, then I probably don't know it, but I'll roll a wet check to know what it is.
History.
History. What's my history? I have a positive modifier in that. Natural 20.
Damn, you would know that this is in Celestial.
Ah. Infernal's close enough.
No.
Yeah, all devils are once angels, you know.
Ripley.
Just saying.
But yeah, you found that, and it seemed to have been kind of like placed very carefully away. It's very short too. It's not long.
I want to take a little piece of paper and draw or write what I see, essentially.
Okay, I want you to make a wisdom save as you do so.
Cool. No, it was 17.
17? Okay, you are trying to write it down, and as you are writing it down, it almost feels like at certain points, like something is almost like grabbing your hand to like try and stop you, but you continue to like write it down, and there's also like this almost like feverishness to you trying to write it down to get it down that makes you almost ignore that feeling until you finish, and then are like very aware of the fact that something was trying to get you to stop.
Fear. Looks around the area.
Don't see anything.
Hello.
Don't see anything. Don't get an answer. Looking back at what you've written, though, you did definitely write down what was on that paper, but at the very bottom in common, you don't remember writing this, but it says, only good for one admission.
Cocks head slightly at that. But we'll keep that in mind. Gotcha. I'll put the thing back where I found it. No. Go to bed. Because it's probably about as good an investigation check as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, you get the sense looking for that is another thing that there's just not a lot of information on. Even what you did find, that like almost just surface level, was very deeply buried and was very clearly like one of the texts that Estel would have been like, this is not public and not the public shouldn't know about it. Like it was very clearly tucked away, very old text and difficult to even decipher. So going to bed?
Yeah.
Is everyone going to bed?
Sure.
Yeah. Theo stops reading the Bible as soon as he can.
Should we go bed?
Shui,
Uh-huh.
you wake up.
Hooray! What I see.
You don't see anything, but you definitely hear something.
What do I hear?
It sounds like tapping. Like,
Tapping. Where does this sound like it's coming from? Like what direction? Like to his
The window.
left or the window? Oh my god, okay. Shui gets up and kind of rubs his eyes, looks around. Like everyone's still there, right?
sound asleep.
Looks at window. Is there like a hand tapping at all?
Yes, you see a black hand reaching up, tapping on the window.
What the hell? Shui's like, oh, dreaming. Lays back down.
You hear in your head,
Come out.
Shoots back up. He kind of looks worried. And he's like, what? Who's there?
you see now just that beaked face looking in at you from the window.
Shui rubs his eyes, and he's just like, wait, is that... Are you the jabber from before?
Come outside.
He does go to the window to get a closer look, though. I don't know if the jabbers have any, like, distinguishing features, do they?
They have those very distorted looking horns that branch out into multiple other horns that are extended from their head, and then the beaked face and the strange looking tail that has an interesting texture on it, so almost like leaves.
Well, different from each other.
You don't know if there's...
Can you understand me?
Can you come out?
I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Understand me. Come out.
Can you say please? No, I'm kidding. God, Cassie, don't put me on the spot. She's dumb. He will actually go out there, but I know it's a bad idea. I know it's a bad idea. And I would be like, sure, he'll wake someone up, but I don't think he would. Are you alone?
Alone? Me?
He nods. Do you have any friends?
Friends, me? Have friends.
Oh my god. Shui is going to back away from the window. He's gonna go over to his sleeping spot.
You see it like following you across the window.
He's gonna grab the beast blade. And then he'll go outside.
Okay. You see it kind of standing near between some of the other buildings in the facility, a little farther away from the library, kind of near a well.
Shui's like, oh, why'd you move over there?
Come look.
He's gonna walk over there.
You're going up?
He is gonna go over to the well.
So you get close to it, and this is the closest, I think this is the first you've probably, oh no, you've seen it, you fought it before. But this is the closest you've been to it this intimately, and it's very tall. It's about 10 feet tall, and it's crouched over right now, so it's only about 5 feet. And it's kind of looking into this well, and it looks over towards you and gestures with its head for you to do the same.
What's in there?
Come look.
He's gonna peek his head over here.
Okay, I want you to roll a strength save for me.
Okay.
Why are you like this?
Okay.
You're about to get drowned, bitch. You're gonna be thrown down a fucking what? What? She was stuck in a well? Actually, take me to him.
Alright, cool. Look what I rolled.
Goodbye, Shui.
Got a nat one, I
Natural
see.
one, huh?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Shui. It was nice knowing you.
Okay. Yeah, so you, as you are kind of looking into this well, just immediately get pushed in by this creature as it leans forward and just, as hard as it can, pushes you down into the well, and you just start to fall. And I want you to roll a dex save for me.
You said death save?
Dex.
I was like, Cassie, did you?
Dex, please.
Okay, yeah, dex. Okay. He's like, wait, what are you? Ah! Yeah. Let me roll.
Did we hear the scream?
Roll perception if you're inside of the library.
Love to.
I'd also love to. 20.
So we got
Sleeping
a
sad as a baby.
natural one from Brandy, a 10 from Avayath, and a 20 from Theo for perception. And what did you get on your dex save?
14.
14? Okay, so as you are falling, you do manage to kind of grip the sides of this well to slow your fall, but you're still gonna take some damage just from like your skin kind of getting torn off as you fall down and try and hold yourself up.
Mm-hmm. That's a deep ass well, isn't it?
You're gonna take 8 damage.
Okay.
It is a deep ass well.
It is a deep ass well.
And you see it kind of looking down at you from above you in this well, and you just hear it say,
Go to sleep.
Am I at the bottom of this well now?
almost. You didn't hit the bottom, but yeah, you caught yourself. You're about 20 feet down.
She's like, why'd you do that?
Go to sleep.
He's gonna try to, he's gonna look down. And like, can he even like see the bottom of this damn well?
You can. It looks very dark and black. Roll a perception check. You have dark vision, don't you?
Yes. 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's bubbling and almost like it's reaching up towards you.
Is there like a hand that like kind of forms, or like a tendril or something?
Not really. It looks more so like when it's reaching up towards you, like it's crawling up the wall to get to you. Branching out almost, like veins.
He sees like that bubblingness, and he's just like,
Go ahead and roll strength.
10 plus 3, 13.
13? You managed to get up about probably 5 feet without sliding at all. But you see at that the jabber appears to be starting to climb into the well. And at that, we are going to switch over to Theo.
He wakes up very perturbed because he hears Shui scream from a distance. He's like, huh? What? Shui, huh? He looks immediately to where Shui should be sleeping. He's not there, so he's like, oh, fuck. Hey, did you hear that? He pats Brandy. Pat, 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 tap, pat, pat.
What?
The noise, the scream, the Shui screaming, and he's like getting up and kind of looking around.
Shui, what?
I heard it sounded like Shui scream outside, and he's not here, so I assume that is accurate.
Shit. Alright.
Avayath? He'll go over to Avayath as well.
I'll have Brandy start running out while Theo is waking up Avayath.
Why don't we go ahead and roll an initiative order?
Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children